This is the 2020 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray in Rapid Blue. And this is by AUTOart. And I really do like this Rapid Blue color. I honestly think if I was to get a Corvette, this would definitely be one of those colors I might have considered if I was to get one. This is, again, from AUTOart. It comes from their composite series, so that is their ABS material. The overall shape on this model is exact. It is shaped just like the real thing. It's very nice. I'm going to dig right into this. These shut lines, because they are using that composite material, are excellent. I mean, those are some of the best shut lines I've ever seen on a opening model, which this is. This is a fully opening model. If we move along to the front of the model, it's pretty much like the real thing. You have the perforated grills on both sides, and hidden behind those you can see the heat exchangers there as well. The headlight detail is fantastic. Again, looks like the real thing. I definitely think the LEDs are very sharp on this particular model. It's reflective of the light. They almost look like they're glowing. If you move to the back of the model, very nice details. Again, very much like the real thing. These are true perforated grills in the back. There's not too much that you can see back there, but you can, in some angles, actually see some of the exhaust components, which brings me to the lower half. The exhaust outlets are fantastic. They look like metal. They're not. They're painted, but they definitely look the part. And they're deep and acceptable enough as far as the depth of the exhaust as well. There's another fine, nicely done perforated grill. Definitely imitates the real thing. If you move to the side of the car, I'm going to just point out the wheel tire combination. This is a very, very nice, accurate, intricate wheel. It has plenty of detail. Like it a lot. Just moving to the front one, same thing, of course, nice detail. I like the fact that the rotor looks like it was actually scrubbed or used, which is really nice. You have the brake caliper with the Corvette script on there. It's very nice. And yes, of course, with AUTOart, they did not forget to include a valve stem. As I mentioned, this is a fully opening model, so we're going to go ahead and open the parts. Now, this particular model is just like the real thing in the sense of the top is a target top. And if you're familiar with Corvettes, all of these cars are just that. They're target tops. So you can remove it, which in this case, because it's an opening model, we are going to remove it. Now I could tell you, this piece is really a solid piece. It's actually has a magnet on it, so it definitely holds its place when you put it on the roof of the car. You can use the tool to open the door, or if you have the top off, it's fairly easy. Just use your fingers and just push on the inside and they open right up. You have the storage compartment as well as the back. And there you are, fully opened. And now let's take a closer look at this model. One thing I can definitely appreciate with target tops, it's so much easier to see the interior of the car. I like the fact that this particular model, and I've seen this and I've mentioned it in several reviews, that these model companies are now using a more reflective material when it comes to the dashboards, being that a lot of the modern car dashboards are LED, and that's what you're seeing here, nice and bright because it is reflecting the light. You have the flocking on the floor, which would be that carpeting. You have, you know, typical foot pedals, nothing too crazy or different about that. But I do like all of the clarity when it comes to the interior accessories and buttons. Just look at that steering wheel. I mean, there's nice and just very, very detailed. I like that a lot. Now the steering wheel itself, I believe on the actual car, is Alcantara. Somebody can clarify that with the notes, please, or the comments, I should say. So my only complaint would be is that the steering wheel itself, the rim itself, does not look all that great. It does definitely look like a plastic piece, unfortunately. I really like the sat nav, and it has the Corvette script on there. That's really nice. You have the buttons, and yes, every one of these buttons that you see here, just like the real thing. That's a love or hate thing with some car enthusiasts. I actually like it a lot. I think it's a very slick and intelligent way to have all your HVAC and other accessory buttons. The seat is definitely nicely detailed. You have the scripting of the, again, Vette on the headrest there, which is nice. The seat itself looks like a soft material. It's not, it's a hard plastic, but definitely, wow. The plastics that they're using definitely imitate it and give us the impression that it is a soft cushioned seat. There's the seat belt. It is a, I want to say it's a soft plastic that almost looks like a vinyl piece. It's not. You have the nicely photo etched seat belt buckle. Scrolling down a little bit further, you have the other part, or the attached end of the seat belt there. And yeah, the flocking is all throughout. Just scroll on over to the passenger side, pretty much all the same. But very satisfying interior detail. There's plenty to look at here. You do have the door seal with the Corvette, or yeah, Corvette on there, or Stingray rather. The seat, and just these nice touch details. Not only do they include the controls, but they actually have some color to them. Very nice. If you go to the door card, it's very nice. You have a speaker grill there. Looks like the factory door card. Same thing for the driver's side. Some switches there on the door panel. Just very good. If you move to the front, you do have the storage compartment, which yes, you could, you know, put some accessories in there if you wanted to. So maybe some miniature golf clubs if you're into dioramas. But yeah, the flocking is all through. Very nice. The hinge work, of course, AUTOart does some of the best, and this looks really good. There's no dog legs to see anywhere. You move to the, my favorite part anyway, the engine. Looks pretty much like the factory engine. I like that there's details on the cap. You do have the carbon fiber cover. Again, excellent hinge work. Look at that. Very good. Now, even with the real car, there is really not a ton to see. I do like the fact that you do have these hoses and lines, so they did include that. If you look on top of the cover here, there is a Corvette script there, and it's not due to the light that you can barely see it. You actually can barely see it, and obviously part of it's because it's not as defined as it should be, but at least it's there. I'm happy that it's there. So AUTOart did their best with that, I imagine. More wiring. You're not going to see any belts here, so I don't see anything like that. But there's your engine detail. I think it's very satisfying. It's a closer look at the tire and rim combination. Look how clear the Corvette script is on the caliper. And like as I mentioned, the rotor itself has a very nice scrubbed look to it. They did include the emergency brake caliper as well, so that's right there. The bolts for the wheel itself are very well defined. There's some depth there. And there you are, the 2020 C8 Corvette in rapid blue. And now to my conclusions. This is a fantastic model. There is nothing more I would have expected from AUTOart in this particular car. In fact, I would say it's actually better than a lot of their more recent late model vehicles. Why? Because it's a Corvette. Corvettes are very popular in the United States and they are coveted. So you do have a strong fan base for the Corvette, and I'm pretty sure AUTOart understood that, and they made sure that they put their full efforts toward this car, and it definitely shows. You have tire scripting, valve stems, you have very, very intricate brake detail. The interior is very nice, no complaints there at all. The engine detail is fine. Some have complained and said there's not enough there, but if you really look at the production car, there's really not much to see there either. The other finer details I found really interesting is that on the black trim, instead of just being a flat or glossy black, they actually included the flake that's in that material. It almost looks like a composite piece. It's not, but they do have a flake in there, and AUTOart included it. If you flip the car upside down, you can see that it actually has the ducting for the cooling for the rear brakes. So they made sure that on the top as well as the bottom of this car it had full details. And yes, just like the production car, the rest of the underside is covered, so that is actually accurate. If I was to put a value onto this model, I'm going to give it $3 signs. This is a first production C8 Corvette by Chevrolet or GM with a rear mounted engine. So it is a first. So you're getting a first of the newest Corvette. Yes, this is the third year this has been out, but again, I think this is very clever because this is the first one that AUTOart has produced. Please like and subscribe. That is the best way I'm going to know you're enjoying these videos. I really do appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you next time.